Turning now to Storm Watch 12 meteorologist Josh Colbreth in the Weather Center. What can you tell us about rain, snow? There's a lot of it. What's going on?
Well, we're going to have a lot of it. I'm a little frantic over here this morning because the weather pattern has made me this way. So first of all, we're going to start off talking about what we talk about every single morning, it seems like at this rate. We have fog within the Rogue Valley, also within the Shasta Valley. Elsewhere, visibility is looking pretty good. We will go ahead and take a look at our temperatures right now. They are pretty mild. That's because of the increase in clouds and the increase in moisture in the atmosphere. Winds coming out of the south and southwest. So that renders the temperatures in the 30s and 40s over on the east side, 40s and 50s for west side valleys, mid 50s there along the coast and Brookings. So very mild for this time of the year. We're tracking a couple different areas of showers this morning, some in southern Oregon, the heaviest showers being along the coast there in Curry County. Then we're tracking this other area down in southwestern Siskiyou County. All of it's pretty light for the time being, but it is about to be very different on the radar picture. We're about to have some very heavy rain. About to see it all pan out with Stormcast. We'll put this into motion. We have round number one moving through right now. That'll be out of our hair by the time we get to lunchtime. But then here comes round number two. I want you to pay attention to some of these colors here on Stormcast. You're going to see some yellows. You're going to see some oranges. You're going to see some reds, all indicating some very heavy rainfall. So this is by the time we get to dinner time. Most of the west side blanketed with moderate to heavy rainfall, and then we are going to get blasted with even more by the time we get to midnight. And then into Tuesday, we'll have more and more rounds, although it's looking a little bit more scattered in nature. And snow levels will start to fall throughout the day on Tuesday, so that will add a wintry component to this whole mess. Let's take a look at some of these projected rainfall totals. And I think this is maybe the highest number I've ever typed in this graphic. 4.5 to 5 inches of rain expected along the coast, up in the Cascades. And so the runner-up, the Mount Shasta area, still could expect anywhere between 2 to 2.5 inches of rain. For the Rogue and Shasta valleys, we could still get some beneficial rainfall anywhere between 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches. Less impressive over on the east side, but to squeak out 1 inch of rain over on the east side, I still think that's pretty impressive. And these are the storm totals we're expecting through Wednesday morning. So because of all the rainfall we're expecting along the coast, excess runoff is possible. That's why we have a flood watch in place for coastal Curry County. This runs from 10 p.m. on Monday to 10 p.m. on Tuesday. Let's take a look at some of the wintry impacts we could have from the storm system. Snow levels falling all throughout the day on Tuesday. They could go to around 4,500 to 3,000 feet. So that means that we could see trace amounts in the Shasta Valley and for some of those lower elevations, but the biggest impacts are going to be up in the Cascades because those are going to be the areas where the moisture and the cold air will actually be in sync with each other. So we could have anywhere between 1 foot to 2 feet of snow falling up towards the Diamond Lake and Crater Lake, which means that some of those passes up there are going to be a very rough go of it. Now let's move on to the winds. The winds are going to be a big factor throughout all of this. Look at some of these projected wind gusts, and these could peak any time throughout the day on Tuesday. 80 miles per hour up towards the Cascades, 75 miles per hour in the Shasta Valley down towards Weed, 70 miles per hour for the coast and east side, 55 miles per hour for the Rogue Valley. So if you have any Christmas decorations that are left out, I think now would be a really good time to bring those in or to tie them down. And because of that, we have several high wind warnings in place and then wind advisories in place for much of the Newswatch 12 viewing area as well. So for today, widespread rain. It's mainly just going to be rain with snow levels being around 8,000 feet for today. Winds will start to pick up. They'll really start to crank out of the southwest overnight, and snow levels again still staying elevated, but they will start to tumble as we head into Tuesday. This is storm system number 1 that we're dealing with for this week. Then we have storm system number 2 for Thursday and for Friday. Snow levels with that one are looking a little bit lower, but thankfully the wind gusts aren't going to be as intense and rainfall amounts aren't going to be nearly as high. There's your 7-day forecast for the coast. Localized flooding expected for today going into tomorrow, especially for this evening, then into the morning on Tuesday. Again, we could have up to 5 inches of rain falling along the coast and up in the coastal mountains. For Siskiyou County, it'll mainly just be rain for the next couple of days, but with those lower snow levels into Thursday and Friday, we could see a bit in the way of snow. For the east side, we'll also track that potential for snow. Again, a better chance for snow for the storm system for Thursday and for Friday. mainly just rain for this storm system. Then for the Cascades, again, up towards Crater and Diamond Lakes, we're expecting anywhere between a foot to 2 feet of snow, in addition to winds gusting up to 80 miles per hour. So we could have some whiteout conditions up there. Then for the Rogue Valley, a very wet go of it over the next 7 days.
Alrighty, thank you, Josh. Now you said that you're really worried for this week. I'm really worried for driving in these conditions. Is that going to be something that we're going to have to be kind of worried about?
Yes, that's going to be a big concern, not only when it comes to snow, specifically in those elevations, I'd say mainly above 6,000 feet, but winds, driving over Siskiyou Summit, winds gusting up to 80 miles per hour. Couldn't be me.
I agree. Couldn't be me either. I do not like driving in snow or rain.
A little bit of white knuckling going on.
A little bit of white. Yeah, I agree. Well, thank you, Josh. Thank you.